Welcome back to the warm-up. I am Ali Love, Nick McCarville. Now, I don't want to kick us off on a sappy note, but I have to say, Nick, we have come a long way. But the good news is it's not over yet. We have big things ahead of us, including a fantastic show today. We have a special guest joining us, the legendary Chrissy Everett. We're going to have a good chit chat with her. Also, we're going to get into some U.S. Open looks and fashion. And we are going to talk all things blockbuster women's finals today. Nick, before we go ahead and move ahead, let's go back a little bit.
Yeah, Ali, I love that. So excited you guys for this show. And let's go ahead and look at what we saw yesterday. And to get to a first, oftentimes you must achieve another first. And that was the scenario Friday afternoon for Alexander Zverev, seeking his maiden major final. And he was down 2-0 to Pablo Carreño Busta in the semis, a deficit he had never before come back from. He changed that over the next 3 sets, sending him into the championship match. At age 23, he's the youngest Grand Slam finalist in 10 years on the men's side, dating back to Novak Djokovic in 2010. Zverev turned the tennis tide against PCB in part thanks to more aggressive play. He belted 71 winners, accounting for nearly half of his 149 points won. Now, don't always trust a tennis scoreline, and that rings true in the second semi Friday when Dominique Thiem and Daniil Medvedev met in a highly anticipated Final Four matchup. It was Thiem who played clutch in the business end of all 3 sets. Medvedev failed to serve out both the second set and the third in a battle that still clocked in at nearly 3 hours on court. Thiem did well to protect his first serve, winning nearly 80% of those points, and he showed a continued willingness to win any point at any point. Thiem the Tank, he's into his 4th Grand Slam final, Ali, and his first in New York City.
Thiem the Tank, I love that. I have to say, you pointed out something that I often think about is that the scoreline does not always reflect the battle that happens in that match. That match was a battle.
Yeah, exactly, Ali. You could say that either helped him or hurt him, but no matter, it's Dominique Thiem against Sasha Zverev in the men's final. Now we have the women's doubles final. Now we've seen the International Tennis House of Moms. They haven't served up any pancakes this U.S. Open, but they've served plenty of success, including Vera Zvonareva, a doubles titleist on Friday with Laura Siegemund of Germany. The Russian mom, Vera, she won this doubles title in 2006. She was a singles finalist here in 2010. She and Siegemund, they beat Nicole Malachar and Zhu Yifan. This was a high-quality doubles final. It was a 6-4, 6-4 scoreline.
Wow, Nick, we're talking tennis, and we're going to stay on that because I have to say, we're moving into one of the segments that really gets me going. We got some Ali's rallies. We're going to kick it off with Pablo Carreño Busta and Alexander Zverev. This one is a slow burn. Zverev serves and starts to work the ball. After the serve, it's almost like they're playing safe and engaging in a game that I used to play when I was younger called Anything You Can Do, I Can Do Better. It's up until Zverev plays the ball long that Carreño Busta runs and returns, allowing Zverev to move into the net and close it out. So that's going to come up right up here. Boom, he pushes him long, he comes into the net. That's it, and he closes it out. Zverev wins the point and the match in a heated 5-setter.
Awesome. Great comeback from Sasha.
We are locked and loaded. This rally is a long one. Dominique Keane and Daniil Medvedev. Medvedev serves, and Keane just responds so beautifully. This is some Friday night under the lights tennis as expected at this level that you talk about, Nick. At this point, the point starts to wear on a little bit more. You see their ability to fight. This rally is a true testament of endurance, being able to sustain this level of play for a long amount of time. Most players, as you see, will slow down here. But nope, Team keeps going. Medvedev keeps going. The physical stamina is high. It's remarkable that through this rally, and yes, it's still going as I'm talking, that they're able to sustain a high output until Keane cooks it up to another level by getting to the net and closing out the point. But they're still going. You'll see that eventually. This is 38 shots of rallying right here. And there we go. He got to the net. It happened. Nick, after a 38-shot rally, Team wins the point and the match in 3 sets. Next up, we have some women's doubles. We have Siegemund and Zvonareva and Malachar and Zhu. This point is so fun, I have to say. Nick, keep your eye on the ball. We get a little bit of net action right here. Boom. A little pitter-patter that's going to happen to our left. And it's right when we get the ball returned over the net that it goes overhead. And where does it go? Where does it go? It goes up and then through the legs. You see it right here, over the head, through the legs. I loved it. It's so much fun. Melikar and Ju wins this fun rally, but it's Sigmund and Zvonareva that wins the match and are our 2020 women's doubles champions. All right, keeping the fire going. I love this rally. Alfie Hewitt and Gustavo Fernandez. Fernandez starts us off here, but keep your eye on Hewitt. He was able to rush to the net, place himself in prime position, getting to that net, lobbing the ball, closing out the point. This was match point, and Alfie Hewitt is off to the finals. And I have to say, Nick, I love this rally, but what I love most is the celebration from Alfie. The energy is high. I'm telling you, we were in for a ride when it came to these rallies.
That was amazing. And this match actually had some heat between these two guys because Alfie was hit in the head accidentally by a ball. So he was using some of that firepower, and congrats to Alfie's back into the final. It's awesome.
Let's go. Let's keep it moving. Heated and fashion. We're going to talk about some U.S. Open styling and profiling. All right, let's see. This dude, Nick,
suit guy.
The suit guy. He said, while no one's at the U.S. Open, I'm still coming out Dapper Dan. I'm coming out head to toe Dapper Dan. I love it. I live for it.
I mean, the suits that he's pulled out this U.S. Open are delicious.
Oh, look at this decor. Live for good decor. Giving me like Tiki and Tahiti over here, but U.S. Open style.
I'm obsessed. Like, can we do the show from there? Is that not a thing, or?
I got you next year. I'm gonna make some phone calls. I got you.
There we go.
You know I love the pups of tennis, but look, let's get into the styling of the food. We're talking about delicious, Nick. Look at these delicious cupcakes.
Those look amazing. Tennis ball cupcake with a little green frosting.
Yeah, that takes some
Again,
skill.
we need those on the show.
Yeah, we need those on the show, Nick. But you know who we have on the show talking about style and profile and feeling good at the U.S. Open? Former #1 tennis player, a legend and all-time player of players. She's a Hall of Famer and holder of many accolades in tennis, including 18 Grand Slam single championships, 6 of them being here at the U.S. Open. And of course, she's one of the voices of ESPN. Christy, we are so grateful to have you, so grateful of your time. It's been a busy week. How are you?
I'm well. As long as I don't have COVID, you know, I'm well. We're being tested every 4 days, like everybody else that goes to the U.S. Open, and I think it's been an exciting men's and women's field so far.
Chrissy, we're celebrating the original 9 as part of our Be Open campaign, 50 years since the formation of the WTA. When you look back at this US Open in particular, what are some of the really impressionable women's storylines that have bubbled to the top when you think of the history of the game? Obviously, the mothers being one of them, but there's been some really fantastic women's storylines on the court, Chrissy, and off of it too.
Well, I think Naomi Asaka has really stood up for really social equality and racial equality. And, you know, I think when she first burst on the scene, she was very quiet, very shy, a follower, in her own words. And she was the most unlikely, I think, leader of this group. And she came out, and it's just great to see her growing up and to have a social conscience like she does. And she's going to be the leader of the future, as is Coco Gauff, who has been doing very much the same thing. So that's off the court. As far as on the court, Vika has a child, couldn't get on the tour, couldn't get Leo her son out of California, had that terrible custody battle. And then when she came back, she was drawing all the top seeds, so she didn't have a break. And now she's playing the tennis that she did when she was ranked #1 in the world.
I want to stay on this topic of equality. And this is you are a great friend of mine, but also just a great person. And the reason for that is you've always advocated for women's equality. What does it truly mean? What does that truly mean for our next generation of girls that not only get to see an all-woman lineup on ESPN, but also they get to see and witness women of different generations take the court? Naomi Osaka, Serena Williams, Kim Clijsters. What does that truly mean for our next generations of girls to advocate?
Well, first of all, I think Billie Jean King was one that started that. I mean, equal prize money for women. At one time, 50 years ago, we were receiving 1/10 of what the men were receiving. And she was very progressive, and she had a vision, and she was the one. I don't know. I always thank God she was in tennis. She was in our sport, not in another sport, because where would we have found another Billie Jean King? She is one and only. So she started that. But now I think this movement more is about racial equality. And I think that that's where Serena and Naomi and Coco and everybody's coming in. And I mean, it's equality for women, also equality for races. And it's becoming more and more even, even in everything, which, I mean, everybody's equal. Everybody's equal. Why don't people get it?
All right, everyone, we're gonna play our pancake game, Batter Up with Chrissy Everett. All right, Chrissy, here's the deal. Our pancake connoisseur chef here is gonna create a pancake face of a tennis player. All you have to do is guess the name before it's flipped over. It's gonna be all three of us and including the fans in on this game. Are you ready, Chrissy?
Yeah, sure.
Game face is on.
Sure. All right, this is number one of three.
The guy. The
No,
girl.
that's a woman. Okay.
With a ponytail.
She's out of the tournament. She's wearing a visor. She is maybe Sophia Kenin. I feel like maybe we already had her, Allie.
No, that wasn't Sophia
Oh.
Kenin.
Oh, I have a guess. Do other people have guesses?
Sabalenka? No, not Sabalenka.
That's a good guess. I'm going to say Angelique Kerber.
Oh, that's Kerber. Oh,
It
yeah,
is?
Yeah.
I know. It took me a minute too.
Show us that side-by-side photo, guys.
That didn't look like her mouth. Okay, here we go. Another one?
Yes, we have three. This is number two of three.
Jesus, I'm not going to get any of them.
Nick has a point. Come on, Chrissy, we need a point. We're on the same team now, you and
That's
I.
a pretty strong
it's a guy.
jawline happening.
Brown hair.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, let's see the flip, Chrissy, and then give us your guess.
Oh, that's Taylor.
I think that's Taylor Fritz.
I bet
That's
Taylor.
Andy
Taylor
Murray.
Fritz. Taylor Fritz.
Ellie?
I got nothing.
Who is it? Oh,
Dimitrov. I have to say, I don't really see it.
I saw
If
Taylor.
that
though.
pancake,
All right.
if that pancake was walking down the street,
That
I
mouth
wouldn't
was
know.
Taylor.
All right, last one, and I'm feeling lucky.
Come on, Ellie.
This is humiliating to me.
Oh, that's some great hair. Oh, is that a mustache? Is that me?
Is that Roundage? No.
Oh, Roundage is a good
Ooh,
guess, Chrissy.
Is
Oh,
Is
Roundage
it-
is out.
oh.
Yeah, Roundage. I
Renio
actually,
Busta?
I'm
Is it
team Chrissy. I'm Roundage as well.
No, it's a woman. That looks like Suzanne Lendland. it's Kim Clijsters. Yeah.
Nice job.
Look at that.
Okay.
You and Nick got a point. Those were the best of three. Thank you so much for playing Batter Up. That was so much fun.
That was hard.
Chrissy, we could talk to you all day, Nick and I, if we could, but we can't. And we do appreciate you taking the time to join us here at the warm-up. It was a pleasure. Thank you again.
Thank you, Allie. That was fun. Thank you.
Nick, what a fun conversation. I am literally crying laughing. That pancake game was so much fun.
It was amazing and awesome to have a legend like Chrissy Everett on the show. She's a 6-time U.S. Open champion herself, so let's go ahead and preview the women's final. And Allie, tennis is always called a game of life, not just because you can play it all lifetime long, but also because of the lessons it can teach us about ourselves off the court and on it. And that rings true for our two women's finalists, compelled by their narrative arcs. Today, we get to sit back and watch the fantastic tennis of Victoria Azarenka and Naomi Osaka. Osaka has looked unrattled in her march to the final, donning masks for those who have had their lives taken by police violence and letting her tennis speak just as loudly on court. She was broken just once against Jennifer Brady in the semifinal, and she's playing the same brand of ball that led her to her 2018 title here. For Vika, it's 7 years removed from her last Grand Slam final appearance and a life change. She's got little Leo. She had that nearly year-long losing streak, and she's also had struggles off court, but she has been sensational these last 2 weeks, including her action-packed, hard-hitting semifinal win over Serena Williams. 3 keys in this match, you guys. For me, it always starts with the serve, and Osaka has been clutch on serve. She's been broken just 5 times this entire U.S. Open. She needs that again today. Second, for Azarenka, she needs her baseline bashing game and also to aggressively redirect the ball. Where does she move Osaka into the corners? And Azarenka, Ali, she has to be willing to run that extra mile, literally, in this match. Last, it's going to be about who plays the clutch moments better, meeting that middle ground between going for it and being patient. This is a matchup for the ages. I expect the quality of tennis to be just the same.
Nick, as you talk about these women's finals, I'm so excited, but another matchup that I'm looking forward to is my hipster pick today. I'm going to go with number 1 seed Didi DeGroot against number 2 seed Yui Kamiji. Both of these women are 2-time champions here. The brawn and power of DeGroot against the consistency and quickness of Kamiji. Nick, you said it earlier this week, Kamiji is small, but mighty. And I think we're in for a great matchup today. So I'm looking forward to this finals, baby.
Yeah, totally. We've got more wheelchair finals too. We saw that winning point from Alfie Hewitt just a moment ago, the 2-time and reigning US Open champ. He meets Shingo Kaneda, the top seed for the men's title. Ali, get this. This is their 19th meeting. Kaneda leads that head-to-head 10-8. We also have some doubles play lined up. The American David Wagner, he's going to take on Dylan Alcott. That's in the quad wheelchair doubles final.
We have a big day ahead of us. Now, all of you fans out there, we want you to take to social because we want to hear from you. We talk about the women's finals that are happening today. Go ahead and cast your pick on who you think will be our 2020 women's finals champion. Take to Twitter, #US Open, US Open. I'd have to say, Nick, I actually want your opinion on this. Who do you have?
Oh, well, I think we should both give our picks here. And I mean, they've just been playing fantastic tennis, right? Ali, we've talked about it throughout the warm-up the last 2 weeks. It's been a joy to watch them off the court and on the court. I just think Osaka is just a smidge. She's been a smidge better. So she is my smidge titleist. She is my champion this year. Are you agreeing with me or disagreeing?
I'm actually going to disagree with you, not for the sake of disagreeing. I just think Victoria Azarenka is, like, you talk about vintage Vika, and I just think she's going to show up and use her fuel and really will this championship to be hers. Also, another pick for me, I'd have to say, out of Didi DeGroot and Yui Kamiji, I'm going to go with Yui Kamiji as our winners for our wheelchairs finals today.
Okay. Listen, I love that pick for sure. I think Didi DeGroot, I got to watch her practice earlier this tournament. I love the one-handed backhand. We talk about Gustavo Fernandez having the best biceps in tennis. Didi DeGroot has some pretty good guns herself. I'm going to pick Didi over Yui. Best of luck, opponent. We're rivals today, Ali Love.
Oh, yeah. Rivals, but still partners in this, just like we all are fans. Again, take to social, cast your pick. #US Open, @US Open. That's it for us at the warm-up. Nick McCarville, Ali Love. It's a big day ahead. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.